Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today I'm going to be testing Total War Shogun 2 on the GTX 950. If you want to see how it runs on the GeForce GTX 750 Ti, there's a link in the description below to that video there. And for SPS monitoring, I'm using Cam. If you want to learn how to use it, click on the top right corner of the video where the Cam logo is, or check the description below to learn more. So, Shogun 2, developed by the Creative Assembly and published by Sega. In my opinion, it's one of the best Total War games, but let's start with the options menu, shall we? So, in the bottom left corner, as you can see, we have the screen resolutions. I have up to 4K due to DSR on NVIDIA's DSR, Dynamic Super Resolution. My monitor's native is 1080p. Then we have all these options here. We have particle effects, low, medium, high, or ultra. Anti-aliasing, we have, well, no anti-aliasing, MLAA, MSAA from 2 times to 8 times, which these are the most demanding ones so far. I suggest you don't touch these ones unless you have awesome performance. There's an explanation here. MLAA is a new cutting-edge technique developed in partnership with AMD with similar quality to MSAA 4 times at a fraction of the cost. MSAA is the traditional hardware technique for anti-aliasing, available only on Shader Model 4.1 and Shader Model 5. Okay, let's turn it off for now. I will turn it on, well, in the middle of the battle. Then we have texture filtering to linear up to anisotropic 16 times. Texture quality low to ultra, depth of field off, low or high. I don't see a reason to turn it on, but it affects performance, so I'll turn it on. We have shader model from 3 to 5. This is for all the cards. Shader model 4 was available once DirectX 10 was released. Shader model 3 is a DirectX 9 technique, so we keep with 5, which is DirectX 11. Here you have the DirectX mode, DirectX 9 and 11. Of course, we will be using DirectX 11. Unit detail from low to ultra. Built-in detail for low to ultra. Shadows, you can turn them off, or low, medium, high, or ultra. That's good to have. Some people doesn't have enough hardware to handle shadows of that many characters at once. Unit size, small, medium, large, or ultra. This is the number of people you will see in a unit. There will be a higher number. And here, maximum fleet size, small, medium, or large. And then we have soft shadows, tessellation, just our next 11 features. Trees from low to ultra. Grass, you can turn off grass or low, medium, high, or ultra. Water from low to ultra. Sky, well, very self-explanatory, from low to ultra. And terrain quality, low or high. Then we have distortion effects. This one, heat haze, is trying to mimic when you are seeing when the sun hits a surface and you're seeing it from far away, there is some kind of heat going up, like some kind of distortion. That's trying to mimic something in real life. It's also used in Just Cause 3. Not really needed, but I'll turn it on. Then HDR. High dynamic range. Then we have Vignette. I think it's measured like that. Then we have SSAO, screen space, ambient occlusion, and blood effects. Which this is DLC. I had to pay $1 back then when the game was just released to get blood effects. Yeah, ridiculous. So let's apply the changes, and I will go into the game. For this, I will start a historical battle. So we have the game just with a lot of units on screen, so I can test, well, the worst possible case scenario with a lot of units, zooming in close to the units. And well, here you go into historical battles, and we can choose one here. Let's fight, yeah, here in the forest. And I will just fast forward into the game since we don't want to see the loading screen, so see you there. Okay guys, now we're into the game, and as you can see here in the graphics options, we have a way more limited options menu here. but the same is turned on. As you can see, no anti-aliasing, the rest like I left it, and 1080p of course. So let's show you. So as you can see here, there are a lot of units everywhere. So as you can see now, we're having above 60 frames per second, but the problem always was when you zoom in very close into the units when they are moving. As you can see here, when I zoom in, we get drops to 50, but when units are fighting, well, and you are zooming in into them fighting, you will just obviously have some awful performance there, but you shouldn't care about that. I mean, in this game, it's not like a fast-paced first-person shooter. You don't need 60 frames per second or anything like that, in my opinion, since you're just seeing the units and, well, clicking over them. You don't actually need very fast reflexes. But let's see when they, so you can see when you get close into the units. As you can see here, this mess of fighting and all that kind of stuff, we get drops below 60, even to 30 FPS. But it's not as bad as when I had the 750 Ti, of course. On the 750 Ti, I think it dropped to 20 FPS. But it didn't matter. I mean, I played a full game like that. As you can see here, we drop into 22. But this just happens when you're very close by into the battle. As you can see, if you see it from here, it's still totally playable. This has to do with SSAO mostly and shadows. As you can see, every character here has shadows, which is insane. I know I'm not playing correctly. No need to tell me that. I already know what's going on with that. I'm just showing you when units are fighting very close to each other. That is when the game struggles the most. As you can see. I mean, I never found a way to have a stable frame rate on this game. But this is the closest I've been to, wow, good performance. But yeah, it's not bad at all actually. It's totally playable. As I said, you don't need fast reflexes. You can even pause whenever you want and think about your strategy. If you can pause and give orders to your units when you want. You can use slow motion if you want to, as you can see. Normal, fast forward, or super fast forward, which, yeah, this destroys the frame rate. A lot of calculations in a really short period of time. But as you can see here, when they clash, and there's a lot of stuff happening at once, which is ridiculous. As you can see, look at this. Look at those FPS drops. Even the GPU is not struggling too much. As you can see, the GPU usage is not even close to 80%. As you can see here, we are at half the GPU usage. So with a better CPU, you should be fine. Since this is a CPU intensive task, as you can see, the CPU is not even half. It's not even half used, which is kind of surprising. Okay.
Apparently, a messenger has offended their owner by not
mounting
when delivering a message.
Oh yeah. Just happens every day. But as you can see here, this is mostly due to the CPU and optimization. I tried it with an i7 before and it wasn't much of a difference. It was a bit better. It didn't drop below 25 FPS. But as you can see, the issue mostly is that. So there's a lot of stuff happening at once. So if we turn this off, shadows, let's keep it on high, 1 or 2. Let's try high settings. Most here, tessellation, soft shadows. We don't need that. if you apply the changes, there should be a little difference. I'm not 100% sure, but if you don't like those drops, you can lower the unit size, the size of the units, since, well, that's mostly the problem why the game struggles so much when there's a huge clash of units. As you can see, even lower in that, we still have below 20 FPS. But this is only when you're very close to the units. As you can see, if you stay like this, you're not likely going to be as close as this when fighting other units, if you know what I'm talking about. Okay, something happened. Where are my units? Oh, yeah, we lost. Okay, we end the battle here. But as you can see, we were using 1 GB of VRAM. But yeah, mostly the problem is when there are a lot of units going to clash into battle and you're with the maximum zoom in. That's the worst case scenario, as you could see a second ago. So what I'm going to do right now is lower the unit size, then keep the shadows and all the stuff on high, and well, let's see what happens. Okay, unit size, let's keep it on large, maximum fluid size medium, built-in detail on high, unit detail. This is another problem, the detail of each unit. Let's put that on medium. And yeah, the unit size on medium too. And that should do, I guess. Let's keep it like this. And oh, and the textures. Yeah, the textures, we don't have an issue with that. Let's keep tessellation and soft shadows. And that should do, I guess. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to try that, since those are the CPU intensive tasks that we can do. Then I will do 900p, 720p. But yeah, the problem is when you zoom in too much, like I just did. That's what destroys the frame rate in all Total War games, since, well, there are a lot of units fighting each other and a lot of stuff happening at once. So the GPU usage drops. Let's try the same battle. Let's keep it a little higher difficulty, just to put the AI harder, so it's tougher on the CPU. And I will see you after the loading screen. Okay, so now we are back into the game. We're going to the options menu. As you can see, mostly high settings with some stuff on ultra. No anti-aliasing, no depth of field, no HDR, and no distortion effects. And well, the size of the unit is reduced, of course, as you said a moment ago. So as you can see here, we have, I'll pick all the units and attack whatever unit is coming to us, if I can find it. Oh, there they are. Okay. Let's zoom in into all units. Let's see how that struggles the frame rate. Well, not so much actually. Let's see when the fight starts. Once I see units moving here, there are some. Oh, there they are. Go running into them, please. I want to see how they crash against each other. So here are coming the horses. When they crash each other, come on. Whoa. Okay, this is way better, I gotta say. Yeah, it's way better. The performance, of course. That made a huge difference, as you can see. Yeah, I can't compare. It's like way more smooth, way smoother, I gotta say, I'm sorry. And yeah, it's not that bad in comparison. We're still getting GPU low GPU usage, as you can see. So this seems to be a thing with the CPU. If we get a better CPU with a strong single core performance, you should be getting better frame rates, of course. So yeah, here we're dropping below 30 again. Yeah, it didn't seem to change much at all. I was wrong, but here at the maximum it will be below 20. So let's try something else. Let's try lowering the resolution, 900p. We apply the settings, and I think I will have to try with the i7 to see if there is a difference here. So I will try with the i7 after trying 900p and 720, so you can see if there is a difference, which is very important. So hang on, the game is loading. Yep. Okay, as you can see, the same settings as I was using a moment ago. We were at 20 FPS and below that on 1080p. Let's see now. Now we are, yeah, a little bit better, but just 2 to 3 FPS. So resolution here has nothing to do with it. As you can see, the GPU usage is 37%, which is stupid. We're pretty much not using any of it. So that doesn't matter. This seems to be CPU bound. Yeah, I know, the CPU is not even half used. That seems to be a thing with the game. I cannot explain it as of right now, but we'll see once we test it with the i7. With the i7 it should be fine, but we don't know yet. We'll find out once we test that. So 720. Come on, waiting for you. Okay. Yeah, accept the new screen resolution. Accept the changes. And let's see. Okay, now it improved a couple frames as it happened before. Let's keep fighting. Come on. As you can see, all these units. There are a lot of units here. Let's see what happens when they clash. Yeah, fight them too. Yeah, fuck them. And let's see here. Okay. These are small units, so let's go into the bigger ones. And they have to run. Come on, go running. Kill them all. You will die and we will be defeated, because this is not strategy at all. But yeah, mostly the problem when you zoom in too much and there are a lot of units fighting, since there's a lot happening. Look at the number of characters on screen. That's just ridiculous. Okay, right here. Come on, fight guys, fight! Oh, there's enemies all over the place. Oh, this is where the action is. Okay. Yeah, I don't care. As you can see here, we drop below 20 anyway, and the GPU usage is 27%, which is awfully low. So I'm going to switch to the i7 and be right back, okay? Okay guys, so now I'm back. I'm with the 950 and the full i7. I enabled turbo boost and I'm using 4 cores and 8 threads. So this is a full i7 4790. So let's see if that affects the gameplay in any way. As you can see, I'm using the highest setting, no depth of field, and well, the shadows and unit size on the highest. Everything on the highest. As you can remember, at 1080p with these settings used to be, well, drops below 20, below 30 a lot when we are zoomed in. So let's see if the i7 makes a difference. So let's go into the same battle that we just fought, and let's start the battle. I will see you once the game loads. Okay guys, so now we are back, and here as you can see I'm using the same settings as I showed you a moment ago, 1080p. So let's get into the battle, shall we? So let's get close into our units. Okay, we're not getting GPU usage drops. Let's see once the shit hits the fan, as you would say. So let's see, once they are moving here, let's just attack them. And go running, come on. Let's go! My minions, attack them! Yeah, I know, I'm not playing how I should. This is not due to the strategy. I'm just doing this to show you how it runs once the units clash each other in battle close by. So let's see if there is any drop here. Okay. So now it seems to be fine. I don't know why why the camera is shaking so much. Now they crash here. Okay. Not actually that bad. Let's see once there are more units involved. Okay. As you can see here, we have drops to 38, but not as bad as before. Let's keep fighting. Let's find some more units. Okay, this is not as bad actually, but there are not as many units as before. So okay. What the okay, what the fuck? Yeah, let's go find these units here. Well, there are a lot of them coming from here too. Maybe if I grab those, I'll make them fight here. Okay, here's the problem, apparently. You fight these guys. You too. Alright, so far so good. Yeah, not too bad. There aren't much units here either. I might try this part again. Let's grab all my units. And oh, there are more here. Okay, let's go close right here. And as you can see, we'll straight drop into 30. Let's hope we don't drop below that. But as you can see, the GPU usage is higher than before. But we're still dropping below 30 a lot, as you can see. So this doesn't seem to be well optimized for, well, multi-core processors. Apparently, it works better, but not as expected. This game should run with no issues on a 9740 790. You know what I'm talking about, right? I mean, this game is very old right now. And yeah, here you can see the problem. Instead of dropping to 15 FPS, we drop to 22. It's just a slight difference. So yeah, probably the more recent titles of the Total War series have better optimization on the CPU side, because this is is kind of a mess. Yeah, I don't care. Yeah. Yeah, as long as you're not here, I just zoom out a little bit. You'll be fine. I mean, you don't need fast reflexes, as I said. You don't need fast reflexes to play this game, so you should be fine. Just don't do this, which is ridiculous. Just zooming in was always an issue. If you play like far away and just play tactical, you'll have a good frame rate, as long as you're not very close to the action. But yeah, that's how I proved that here the CPU doesn't matter so much, actually. We are getting pretty much 5 to 10 FPS difference. But keep in mind that these are a lot of units. I mean, a lot of units. It's not usual at the beginning of the game, so you will find this half through the game, probably, or 3/4 into the campaign, depending on how you play, of course. But this is kind of the worst case scenario. I mean, look at this. It dropped to 13 FPS. There's so much shit going on. But yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta show you. So, my recommendation, you can play at the highest setting, or just lower the unit size a little, but it won't change much about this. As you can see, this thing right here, it won't change this issue. This will remain anyway when you have so many units at once. This is like a stress test. As you can see, when I get far away, I mean, the game runs fine. This thing is when there are a lot of units clashing swords.
My lord, we are betrayed. Lord Hideaki has joined forces
Oh.
with the Tokugawa.
Oh, okay. Okay, perfect. Just what I needed. Alright, so that's all I got to say for now. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye.